All right. Good afternoon. I almost said good morning. Too often I say good morning, don't I? Spring break, we got to do this in the morning, but not today. Let's see. Cool. Oh, look at that. There it is. Okay. Lately I've been babysitting my live stream on my phone just to see what it looks like on that end. Let's see what else. I'm still picking it out of my teeth. My wife made homemade bread today. It was delicious. It was absolutely wonderful. She wants to get into the habit of making it pretty frequently. I don't know about daily, but pretty frequently. She wants to make a loaf of bread for us, and specifically, it's gluten-free bread. We bought this special flour, I think at Costco or just a restaurant supply store or somewhere, that is one-to-one flour versus this gluten-free blend. I'm not quite sure what's in it. I think it's probably rice flour, tapioca flour, that kind of stuff. But to have a good blend like that, I think really it's pretty delicious. It kind of reminds me of like sourdough bread. It's really nice. All right, so let's see. Let me make sure I got all my ducks in a line on this screen here, and then I am going to go to the connections. Let's play the puzzles. All right. This is that time of year. I don't know about you guys, but this is that time of year where my lips get really chapped. You would think going from like cold to warm, that doesn't do it. For some reason, like warm to then cold, right? The dead of winter, and it's gonna hurt. But definitely this changeover to warm weather. Oh my gosh, I'm like constant chapstick. I don't know if you can see it on my face, but I've been like applying chapstick pretty liberally. So, hey Callie. Afternoon. From what I know, you should crush today's connections. If you fail, I unsubscribe. Oh no, the the stakes are high today. Yikes. All right. Let's see what's here. I see crowd, score, mamba, engine, boa, Simba, Katy Perry. Oh boy. Famous astronauts. Is that a category? Scar, lion, garter, scratch, meringue, and corset, scrape, tangy, and stockings. Wow, okay. So, first thing, I saw mamba, I saw boa, and I saw garter. But I only see those three. So is this a red herring? Because like boa could also be like a feather boa, I see Simba and Scar. Those are characters in The Lion King. And Katy Perry. Why is Katy Perry there? I don't like that. Score, to scrape, to scratch, and to scar. Maybe like to mar the surface of something. To mess up the surface. You took the words right out of my mouth. To mar the surface, to mess up the surface. Okay, so merengue sounds like merengue, like the music. Mamba sounds like mambo. And then tangy sounds like tango. Mambo, tango, merengue. And then samba. This is music styles with one letter changed. Is this what they're going for? Oh, please tell me it is. Oh my gosh. Yep. Okay, well, you guys know me too well. Hey, look at everybody saying hi in the chat. Maybe I need to look at the chat more often. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. See Newbie and Bob. Our Arabella, love it, and of course Callie. Everybody saying hi. We are doing the puzzles today, and I managed to get the second easiest and the hardest. And Callie knows me all too well. Callie's saying, "Gosh, if I don't get it, they're gonna unsubscribe." Oh my gosh. Okay, well, the stakes are high. If Callie unsubscribes, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. Tyler did say hi. How you doing, Tyler? Good to have you. Okay, so maybe stockings, garter, corset, and boa, like a feather boa. Okay, burlesque. Ooh, burlesque wear. Yeah, this is we're going to the Moulin Rouge. Okay, lion. Things that roar. A lion roars, an engine roars, the crowd roars, and you're gonna hear me roar. Oh my gosh. That's too funny. Yep. Cal, you were absolutely right. He's absolutely right. This is right up my alley. Oh my gosh. And how funny we saw the purple second like that. Supposed to be the most tricky, but you know, I'm a drummer, right? I love playing all of these styles, right? The mambo, so it says mamba, like the black mamba. Meringue, like merengue. Samba. Actually, samba and bossa nova are probably my favorite ones because I have a little piece of Brazil in my heart, And then tangy for tango. That's funny. Oh, Tyler, I'm doing fantastic. I'm in a giddy mood right now. My wife made, actually I have some of it right here. We put some butter on it. It's delicious. We made some gluten-free bread. She's on this kick of trying gluten-free things. So I'm doing really good. It's hump day, right? We're halfway through the week. Last week was very chaotic. This week we're doing a lot better. So it's a good one. It's a really good one. Mess up the surface of, to scar, to score, to scrape, and to scratch. All of those are SC words. Latin dances with a vowel changed. Mamba for mambo. Merengue for merengue. Simba for samba. And then tangy for tango. Brazilian people have to know samba, of course. By the way, if you dance the samba, your channel will go viral. Oh my gosh. Are you challenging me to dance the samba? Oh, good night. You don't want to see that. I love playing music. I usually don't dance to music. This body was not built for dancing. All right. Burlesque wear, a boa, like a feather boa, a corset, garter, and stockings. These are all scandalous put together. They roar. Oh my gosh. A crowd roars, an engine might roar, Katy Perry roars, and a lion, of course, does a big roar. All right, the mini crossword puzzle today, we're looking at a 5x5 with the corners cut out. So some of these are 3x3, or 3x5. Okay, well, to turn up the heat, maybe like burr. Like fair at a fair fairly often. Oh, you know what it probably is? It's probably fried food. Fried food is a... I don't usually go to a state fair, but everything comes in buckets, right? It's like you get a bucket of fries or a bucket of cookie dough or whatever, and it's all deep fried. You can eat your deep fried watermelon or deep fried mushrooms or deep fried, whatever, all the things. A complete unknown, question mark. So it's like a gimmick answer. That could be anything. We'll come back. A rolling stone. What is a stone that is rolling? Not like Mick Jagger, Rolling Stone, but like, see, if it's a question mark, it means it's a gimmick answer. So I wonder what that would be. A rolling stone. We'll come back. Witch's spell. witch's brew. A hex, maybe? I'm trying to think of 3-letter words that could work there. We'll try that. In your face, assertive. If someone is in your face assertive, they are brash. Brash. Help with the dishes. To rinse. Maybe to rinse. Done again in a similar way. Redux or remux. We might need to change that letter. I'm not sure about that letter, but it's redux or remux, I bet. A fawn's mother is a doe. Doe a deer. A complete unknown. Okay. So it is you, because look at this. Issue. Issue. This is the one I'm not sure about. Let's get rid of that, because I don't think that letter is correct. And then the F of TGI Friday. Actually, somebody just asked me about what does TGIF mean? TGI Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. A complete unknown. Rando? Yeah, it's rando. Something totally random. This guy walked up to me, total rando. Where did that come from? Like, I know, of course, rando comes from random, but I feel like we use that like ubiquitously. Like that's a common phrase that people use. I don't know where that ended up coming from. All right, brr, turn up the heat. Like fair at a fair, fairly often. Fried food. Fried Snickers bar. Fried ice cream. Why do they fry everything at the state fair? I don't know. A complete unknown, rando. A Rolling Stone, an issue. All right, Rolling Stone is an issue of a magazine. I'm having my photography kids do a magazine cover. It's not just a face swap. They're taking an example cover and then using it as like a template. They steal the idea, not the pixels from it, but just the idea from it, and they insert their own picture. They insert their own text boxes and stuff. So it's a great way to teach like text and things. Yeah, some kids are on the cover of, Billboard magazine or Rolling Stone magazine. Sometimes kids will just pick the easiest one, right? They're on the cover of like Vogue and there's like a picture and one text box and that's it. But I try to have them find something kind of unique, something that they love. Some kids have never even touched a magazine, especially in this day and age where everything's digital. I have some kids that are like, I have some interests, but there's not a magazine for it. And I'm like, I guarantee there is, right? What do you like? You like lacrosse? Look up lacrosse magazines. There's like 6 of them, right? there's Horses magazine or something. Fried Snickers bar sounds yuck. Yeah, I don't know if I'd eat any of that either. Yeah, people eat the craziest things at a state fair. A witch's spell, a hex. In your face assertive, brash. Help with the dishes, rinse. Done again in a similar way, redux. The F in TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday. That's funny to have an abbreviation and yet the abbreviation is abbreviated. How does that work? And then a fawn's mother is a doe. Doe, a deer, a female deer. All right, we're working on our 64th puzzle. That's cool. 64th Wordle. What should we do? I don't know why, but I'm feeling like it's a TH word. Maybe I'm totally wrong here. Do trash. Let's try that. Okay, so it's not a T. It's definitely not a T, definitely not an H. But there is an R somewhere and there's an A somewhere. Okay. So oh, no way. No way. Plum. I actually meant to type in plum. That's whoops. Well, it gave me the answer, I guess. Whatever these yellow letters, I got all 5 of them here. So the second word, I always try to come up with a non-intersecting word, a word that doesn't use any of those first letters. And I meant to say plum. That's so funny. And I was like, is that a word? I'll try it anyway. And I hit the go button. And sure enough, plum apparently is a word. We might need to look that up later. Plum. I literally meant to type plum. Like plum and flush, right? Straight across. So that gave us an R, an L, that's not an L, an O, an A, and an M. Okay, so... I mean, moral, that's a word. Should we see if that's it? I mean, we could try it. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. That is awesome. Oh my gosh, we got it on the 3rd. Yesterday I was feeling bad about it because we got it on the 5th, right? We got it on the 5th, and then today we got it on the 3rd. That's so good. Was anybody screaming the answers at me? No. Nope. Moral. Oh, look at that, Tyler. You spelled it all backwards. Look at that. Oh, molar. Oh, it could have been molar. M-O-L-A-R. Molar. Molar. Yeah, it's an A-R word. That's so funny. Okay, completely, I mean, literally by accident, I got the O in this puzzle. Because I said trash, just throwing a word out there. At first I thought, what if it's a TH word? Well, I couldn't think of a TH, so I just came up with trash that had a T and an H in it. And so that gave me the R and the A. And then we tried the L, the O, and the M for plum. I literally meant to type in plumb, P-L-U-M-B, like plumb and flush. Make sure something's straight across. Now I need to know what on earth does plum mean. Plum has multiple meanings. In a French context, it generally translates to lead. Oh! Plum can refer to a seal, a lead seal. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Because plum, this makes so much sense. Okay, lead on the periodic table is like PB or something, right? Am I right about that? Here, let's look it up. Lead on periodic table, PB. Yup, PB. PB for lead because it's plum. Wow, I totally did that by accident. How interesting. Wish list. What? I don't know what pollywog means. You're going to have to help me out. Somebody interpret for this man. No, I mean, you can hear it in my voice. I'm definitely British. No, I'm just kidding. I'm from America. Absolutely. I grew up on the East Coast, and now I am further west. So the winds of change took me to another place. Yeah, cool. Wordle was done in 3 today. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's not what it should look like. Let's see. That's what it should look like. Okay. I accidentally clicked the wrong button there for a sec. Boom. Now it looks normal. All right. 4. Today's theme. 4. You yell for when somebody is in the way of your line drive when you first hit the ball for the first time. Pullywog. It's a game where you play as a frog. Interesting. What time is it for you? It's 10:39 here. Well, it's a little earlier than that. It's early afternoon right now. So I just barely came home from school teaching kids photography, video, and TV broadcast. I had to finish up a couple of things real quick, and now we're here. Today's theme 4. So maybe these are golf related. We just have the Masters on Sunday. So I wonder if this is kind of related, a nice theme related. I think I know. Hold on. Pitch. P-I-P-I-T. How do I get over to the T, though? Wedge. How about wedge? Wedge. Yep. driver. Okay. What about putter? I bet you putter's going to be somewhere there. Well, there's wood, right? Wood, iron. I see clubs here. Golf, clubs. Okay, so what are other ones? There's a putter. Where's putter? Oh, it's right here. Putter. Chipper. Chip. It's got to be pitching wedge. But I don't see CH going to the T there. Utility wedge. Oh, maybe it's just chipper. We don't call it the chipper, though. You might call it a pitching wedge or a sand wedge. A chipper. How funny. That's not how we typically refer to it. I love that the Spangram made a golf club. It's so clever when they do that. Right? It's a little straight, right? It's maybe too straight to be a golf club. But it's so funny when they make a shape like that using the Spangram. All right, today's theme, in honor of the Masters a couple days ago, was different golf clubs. I actually went to the thrift. You'll love this story. I went to the thrift store it was during spring break, so it must have been about a week ago today. And my son, he's left-handed, and left-handed stuff for some reason is just hard to find. The world is right-handed. Am I right? There's so many things that are right-handed. Scissors are right-handed. Golf clubs are right-handed. You put a baseball mitt on your left hand. They just don't really make a lot of left-handed things intended for people that are going to throw with their left hand or hit with their left hand, that kind of thing. And so my son and I, about 3 weeks ago, we went to the driving range, right? You get to practice hitting balls, and there's no judgment. You just hit balls. It feels good. And we didn't have left-handed clubs, and so, I have 3 different sets of righty clubs, and I didn't have a left. I even texted one of my friends that has a left-handed son, and I didn't hear back. And it turned out that actually he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We were on vacation. I didn't even see. He had unplugged his phone, so it didn't bother him." And so, of course, he didn't see my text until way later. But he's like, "Oh, I totally would have let you borrow these left-handed clubs." And so, this last week, it was Wednesday, and we went to the local thrift store. There are a couple thrift stores around, and some have exercise equipment and electronics and tons of clothes, right? I never go into the clothes section unless I have to, right? But then we went into the yard area where they have, all these fun outdoor things and, goofy stuff. And I was on the lookout for left-handed clubs. In this very right-handed world, I was looking for left-handed clubs. I was like, I don't want to buy a brand new set. He's just wanting to try it out and have fun. And we ended up finding, I think 6 different clubs, but 4 of them made a set, and then 2 of them were for some other set. So we didn't get the ones from the other set. They were duplicates, actually, of what the other set had. But we found 3 irons and a wood. Yeah, it was 3 irons and a wood. That's what it was. It was like a 9 iron, a 7 iron, and a 5 iron, and then a really beautiful wood, all left-handed. And they were all from the same set, right? They were all from the same left-handed set. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. And I think, total, they were like $3 each, right? They were hardly anything. So I'm like, oh, this is a steal. And so we've been kind of goofing around, hitting balls in the backyard. And he's doing really, really well because of this left-handed set. He really struggled right-handed. He was like, this feels so backwards. To me, to all the right-handed world, right-handed swing feels completely natural. But then to him, he was like, I feel like my world is upside down, hitting right-handed. And so we found this left-handed set, and he's killing it. He's doing so good. And so we're going to go back to the driving range pretty soon here, and he will be able to take full swings with this left-handed club set because we found it at the thrift store. Oh, thanks for liking my stream. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love this. Hey, we're just here having fun. We're Just having a ton of fun. I don't care how many watch hours I get. We're doing puzzles, right? You do puzzles on a daily basis. Here I am doing it with you. What an honor. I get to. So that's pretty cool. Different golf clubs, right? I guess I should have gone over it too, right? The driver, the wood, the putter, the iron, the wedge, the chipper. I guess we mean like the pitching wedge. We need to get it up onto the green so there's more loft than throw. And a utility wedge. So I actually have a really nice set of utility wedges. They're called the CPR. I mean, they're old. They are an old set, but they're CPR woods. They get you out of the rough and stuff. So utility woods. That's great. Okay. That's better. Okay, awesome. Let's play Letterboxd. We have to do it in 4 today, which usually means that the letters are going to be a lot simpler, hopefully. Hopefully. We can only hope for the best. If you've never played Letterboxd before, it's sort of like we're trying to use up all 12 of these letters in 4 words or less. You can see it right there. And you can't use 2 that are on the same side, one after the other. You can double letters, but you can't do double letters within the same word. So you can't do like MM or EE or something. All right. And the words connect to each other. The first letter of the second word is the last letter of the first word. Man, dyslexia kicks in every time I try and talk about that. It's just backwards. Okay. So we got an F, a G, and an L. As much as I'd want to use golf, I can't because G and let's see, LF is on the same side. That doesn't work. And there's no O. So F, G, and L, P, M, and N, A, I, E. Oh, look at that. All of the vowels are on the same side today. Y, R, and C. And together they say cry, but we can't say cry. There's no crying in Letterboxd. No crying in baseball. So there's no S, there's no T, there's no H, there's no O. And, of course, there's no T. I was going to say, like, faculty or facilitate. Oh, you know what? You don't feel like you have to chime in, right? Don't feel like you have to chime in at all. You are totally fine. Sometimes we just watch, right? If you see something, great, chime in, but don't feel like you have to chime in, right? We are just having fun here. Actually, that word that I just spelled... well, it's a word in my heart. It means easy in Spanish and Portuguese. Fácil. Am I spelling that right? Facsimile? I don't think I'm spelling that. I want to say familiarly, but I can't do IA. Familiar. What do you say? Family. That's not how you spell family. Family. Family man. Not a word. I could say family. That's fine. Is your a word? I keep like accidentally creating words. Ishan loves ramen apparently. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if ramen fits in there. R-A-M-E-N. N. That gets us over to the N at least. And then we've got to do it in, oh boy. I think what we need to do is we need longer words. Like, "your" is not cutting it for me. So let's write down these two words that you guys helped me come up with. I saw family. I would have loved to say familiar, but that is not cutting it. So family. And then ramen. Family and ramen. Is that how you spell planer? I think that, yeah. Well, maybe that's a different word. I'm thinking of a different word. It's just spelled wrong. I do have RE. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. Yeah. Not a word. All right. I'm trying to come up with bigger words, right? We need to do this in 4 words. So as much as we love those couple of quick words, we need to, the bot comes up with it in, 2 words, of course, because they have a dictionary implanted in their brains. I am not so fortunate. Oh, I do have ing. We could do ing words. I can't do CR. I was going to say crime. I don't get the game. I'm just saying words. Yeah, well, I mean, Gaming. You say you don't get the game, but you get the game. You're getting it. You are absolutely getting it. You are absolutely getting it. Watch this. If I drain the swamp, and we'll start here again. Gaming. There it goes. Gaming. We're gaming. There's no O. Could have said gallop. Galloping. Oh, gallop has 2 L's, though, doesn't it? Graceling. Isn't that a word? Graceling? I thought that was a word. Well, there's no D. I could say Graceland, but that's a proper name, so maybe that doesn't work. We could go there. We could go Grace. That's okay. I'm going to write that one down, too. Gaming. Grace. You got any others? Yeah, we're killing it with these G words here, Tyler. We have 2 words left, and we just need to get rid of the Y, the F, the L, and the P. I can't do FL like flip. We start on the E here, so now we need like E-N. Enlarge. Oh, that's a great word. But that brings us back to the E again. I really need to get rid of the F, the P, and the Y. Enlarger. That's, oh my gosh, I'm going to write that one down. Enlarger. What'd you say? Yarn? Ace? Okay, we have all these words written down. I need a P and a Y. What if we did... I just saw a killer word. Prefer... Preferring... What? Oh, there's probably 2 R's. I was like mortally wounded that I couldn't come up with a word there. Plying. And then the G sends us to gaming. But is that what we want to do? Maybe that's not the cry. Oh, fringe. Wait a minute. Can we spell fringe? F-R-I-N-G-E. Oh, that's a great word. Pilaf. It's a word. Pilaf. Rice pilaf. And then where did it go? F-R-I-N-G-E. Fringe. And then that leaves us on an E. Oh, enlarger. E-N-L-A-R-G-E-R. These aren't even used. These are words that haven't. That's a waste of a word. That's a waste of a word. Oh, I can't say encamp. Encap. Like encapsulate. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I have a word in mind. And I hope I spell this right. Am I spelling it right? No! Okay, wait. I want to look this up. Am I spelling this word correctly? A carapace? Oh, it's an A. Yeah, like the shell of the hard upper shell of a turtle, crustacean, or arachnid. C-A-R-A-P-A-C-E. It's all A's. All right, so maybe it's not as cool as I was thinking. Here, we'll spell it anyway and see where it takes us. C-A-R-A-P-A-C-E. Oh my gosh, it keeps taking us to the A. Okay, well, the A is well used. The A is well used. And we're on an E. And there's the A again. And larger. And what's... E-N. We could say ramen. To give to a good home, to re-family. Not a word. Not a word. Ref is a word. And then we could spell family. F-A-M-I-L-Y. There we go. 4 words. Family. Beautiful. There it is. You know what? Do we have to do it in less? No, it said, can you solve it in 4? And I did 4. Okay. So, carapace. I'll even show you carapace. It's like the hard outer shell of a crustacean, right? That is a carapace, this part. Carapace is the dorsal section of the exoskeleton or shell in a number of animal groups: arthropods, crustaceans, arachnids, and turtles and tortoises. You know, you got those words just sort of stuck in the back of your head. You're like, that's the weirdest word. Where did we come up with that? That's one of those words. It lives rent-free in my head, carapace. I just couldn't spell it right. I thought it had an I in it. Carapace, the E led us to enlarger. Like when you're working in a dark room for photography, there's an enlarger. Shine your negatives through to the light-sensitive paper. And then the R led us to ref. And the ref, all I needed was a couple of letters for the word family. The Y, the L, the M. I hadn't used the M yet, had I? So the ref was really just to get me over to the M and the L and all that. Cool. You know what? Sometimes, gosh, a couple months ago I got it in 2. I felt really proud of myself for that. Speaking of more efficient, let me show you. I am going to show you yesterday's puzzle. So I said quoter and then reland and then drawn and then neater and react. And if we go back over to, I hit the wrong button. We'll go to today's puzzle and I hit the yesterday button. Then it tells you I would not have gotten that. How you can do it in way less words, right? And yesterday's puzzle, I could have done, of course, in 2 words. Duh, how did I not think of these 2 words? Racket, maybe I could have thought of racket. But landowner, that's a new one to me. Landowner. Oh, landowner. I saw downer. It's not land downer, it's landowner. It's 1 word, landowner. There really could be 2 words, but I guess that's one of those words that conjunction comes together. Thank you. Yes, W's in the chat for my stellar performance. It doesn't matter how many you get it in, right? Maybe it's less, maybe it's more, but hopefully not more than they ask you to, right? You try to do it in as few words as possible. All right. So, yeah, that was yesterday's puzzle, and today's puzzle I am going to conveniently bookmark so that we can come back to it another time. We don't need to see anything else about the carapace. All right, here, let's start from the top. And Callie. Ooh, preference. Oh, what a great word, preference. I want to be a landowner one day, then I don't have to work. Well, I've heard that landlords that people pay rent to you, you spend a lot of time fixing sinks and dishwashers and all the like maintenance stuff. I guess you could hire that out, but then that's eating away at your bottom line. Luckily, I do know some of those things. I know how to put a new sink in. I know how to put a new toilet in. I know how to fix my dishwasher. I know how to diagnose my dryer, which, by the way, no, I did not finish the video yet. Guess how many hours I put into it yesterday? 0. We did a couple of errands. I had to run to a couple of stores and get what I needed from running errands yesterday. So I did not finish that video about the dryer. We took the time yesterday. I have it open. I have it right here on my laptop, actually. Here, this is... How do I get this going? There. All right, I'll just push it over to your screen so you can see it. There's me explaining, the different parts of the dryer and stuff. You can play it even, right? There's like me explaining where the screws are and all that. So it's going to be like a total, like how-to video, right? Step by step, how to take apart this very specific dryer that I have. And you think, well, who's going to watch that? Not everyone has that dryer. Yeah, but the people that have that dryer, and they need to know how to take it apart. So I am providing my, forget the dryer, samba. You know what I'm learning in the samba right now? I am learning to play the pandeiro. I'm learning to play the Brazilian tambourine. And that actually does, that's pretty complex. I'm learning how to do that. So maybe soon I will dance with the pandeiro. I will learn to dance and play the tambourine. How about that? Forget the dryer. You're funny. Oh, boy. Love to be a dog babysitter. Oh, man, that would be cool. I always see dog sitters that like take other people's dogs for the walk and stuff, and they have like 5 dogs, on like different leashes, and they're all pulling different directions. I can barely keep a hold of the one dog, our foster dog that we're looking after right now. He wants to go the other way around the telephone pole and then pulls me one way, pulls me the other way. Okay. So today in the connections puzzle, this was fun. Mess up the surface of, to scar, to score, to scrape, and to scratch. These are all SC words. That's pretty funny. Latin dances with a vowel changed. And leave it to a percussionist to come up with all of these as the purple category and see it pretty early in the puzzle. Mamba for mambo, right? What were the other ones that were snake related? Oh, garter, like a garter snake. Boa, like a boa constrictor. And then mamba, like the black mamba. We recently read the biography of Roald Dahl, right? Remember Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and what other ones? He read James and the Giant Peach, right? I mean, a couple of really famous books. And we recently read his autobiography. There are 2 autobiographies, one as a boy, and it's literally named Boy. And then the second is his autobiography from when he was in the Royal Air Force, the RAF. And he flew, he first had a job in like Africa, and then the war broke out, and he flew now I don't remember what kind of plane it was. A Hurricane. He flew a Hurricane. And he tells some stories about when he was in Africa and how close he got to some black mambas, and they are like super dangerously venomous, right? Super dangerous. It was a fascinating read. I read it with my kids. We love reading at night, like just to wind down before bedtime, and we read this autobiography of Roald Dahl, the author, and it was really cool. He talked about a black mamba encounter. He also talked about a lion encounter, which was pretty crazy. He's just out in the open African savanna, and some of the help at his house were approached by a lion. So terrifying. Oh man, yeah. So Latin dances with the vowel changed. Mamba, like the black mamba, but this is mambo. Mambo number 5. Merengue. Meringue. What's meringue? I know merengue, but let's look at meringue. 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 Oh, meringue. Oh, I see. Because you pronounce the I like an A, like in French. Of course. Meringue. So merengue. M-E-R-E. Merengue. Merengue. Oh, interesting. Okay. Meringue, which is M-E-R-I-N-G-U-E, refers to the sweet confection made of egg whites and sugar, right? Stiff peaks of egg whites and sugar. And then merengue refers to a type of music and dance originating from the Dominican Republic. There it is. Okay, so I forgot that meringue. Every time I hear the word meringue, I think of the A sound. Meringue, A. It's not that. But meringue and merengue. They're both French origin. That's interesting. They're both of French origin. I love Roald Dahl. I got Matilda right next to me. Oh, great. We actually, that was one of them. We bought the book set. Costco had, about a year ago, they had the entire book set of like all of his favorite works. This is pre-whitewashing them. You know, I heard the whole story about like how they went through and like whitewashed all of his books, and then it didn't turn out super well, and so they like went back to the old original one. But we read Matilda, we read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, we read not the Crudes, the husband and wife, and they like the Donks or something. What was their name? Oh shoot, the Twinks, the Tunks. They're just absolute lunkheads. I forget the name of that one. If you know, shout it out. I forget. What's your favorite song? I don't know what to pick. Oh, wow. You read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Oh, and the follow-up to it, too. The Twits. Thank you. The Twits. Yep. The Twits. I was trying to remember. It's a perfectly named. They are absolute just dunderheads, right? Just oh, man. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the follow-up book, kind of the sequel to it, was Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. And if the storyline for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory went here, the Great Glass Elevator took a hard left and went in a totally different direction. They're up in space. They're fighting the vermicious canids, and oh my gosh, everything. And of course, his whole family is along for the ride. It's really funny. It's a good one. All right, Latin dances with a vowel changed. Mamba for mambo, meringue for merengue. Simba for samba. Did you ever see that video? That's a funny one. And tangy for tango. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I was trying to remember the Twits. Burlesque wear. I'm thinking like Moulin Rouge kind of thing. Is boa, a corset, a garter, and stockings. And then I love this one. I was trying to think of how they were related, and then it just finally dawned on me. Katy Perry, who went to space. You're going to hear me roar. Crowd roar, engine roar, Katy Perry roar. And a lion will roar. That's great. Okay. Turn up the heat. Brr. Like fare at a fair, fairly often. Fried. Fried food. A complete unknown. Rando. A rolling stone, question mark. That's funny. An issue of Rolling Stone, right? It's an issue of the magazine. A witch's spell might be a hex. I was trying to think of 3-letter words that meant a witch's spell. In your face assertive, brash. I hate being approached by someone with a clipboard that's very brash about what they're trying to sell me. Help with the dishes, rinse. done again in a similar way. Redux. The F in TGI Friday, right? Thank goodness it's Friday. So FRI for the abbreviation. Fawn's mother, a doe. Nice. And we solved the Wordle in 3 puzzles today. 3 guesses. That's pretty awesome. Why didn't it go? Hey, listen to me. Go. What the heck? It's not... There it goes. My little controller froze up. Well, it's not perfect. Look, I can click the buttons, make it go on the fly, and it does all the different orientations that are just perfect for my live streams, for all the puzzles that I play. But it had to wake up, I guess. I was having a hard time. So we started with the word trash. I wanted to come up with a TH word, but at least I came up with a word that had a T and had an H, even if they were in the wrong place. And it gave me an R and an A. So the TH was wrong. We knew the TH was wrong. And then I tried plum, which is, I think, Latin for lead. L-E-A-D, lead. I actually meant to type in plum. That's so funny. Like plumb and flush. You want to make sure something's straight across. Then you would use maybe a carpenter's plumb, carpenter's level. But instead I typed in O and I hit return. And, well, it's a word. It's a word. Plum. And then using those 5 letters, I already figured out all 5 letters with just those 2 non-intersecting words. That's wild. When I went on a different live stream before this, a man had a toilet seat on his head. Wow. I mean, people will do anything on a live stream, right? You get on an Omegle or something, and people just, you know, it's the wild, wild west out there. I just like doing this just for fun, right? Here I am doing the puzzles. My dad does the puzzles. My stepmom does the puzzles. Just like it's a family thing. You know, my grandpa taught me how to do the jumble in the newspaper when I was a small kid. You know, I do the crossword puzzles in the newspaper. It's just like, it's one of those things that, is it growing my brain? Is it going to make me live longer? I don't know. It's just fun to do. It's just fun to do. I love a good mental challenge. You know, I think that's one of the things that's missing out of today's society. You know, kids these days with their instant gratification. I love to struggle through things. I don't know why. I'm sadistic like that, I guess. But I love the challenge of a good puzzle like this. And for me to be able to do that once a day and to live stream it for you guys, teach you how to do the Strands puzzle, teach you how to do the Wordle, teach you how to do the letterboxed. What a fun opportunity. What a great chance to just kind of, you know, relax and have some fun throughout the day. I love that. So, yeah, it's one of those things. It's funny. I just love to productively struggle through doing these puzzles. It's good for your brain, right? Honestly, maybe is my brain bigger? Does it look bigger to you? Does this puzzle make my brain look big? That'd be funny on a t-shirt. Does this puzzle make my brain look big? I like it. I'm gonna write that down. That's a great catchphrase. Does this puzzle make my brain look big? That's great. I love that. That's a fun catchphrase. I like that. I wrote it on my letterbox sticky note. I'll remember that one. Does this puzzle make my brain look big? I like that a lot. Oh my goodness. That's too funny. All right, we'll do the letterboxed in just a minute. Sudoku? Oh, interesting. Sudoku. Isn't it Sudoku? I'm crazy but not stupid enough to put a toilet seat on my head, and my dad taught me how to do, I think it was crossword and Sudoku. Cool. That's interesting. Why do you pronounce it Sudoku? Is that a regional thing? Is that a dialect thing? That's interesting. All right, in honor of the Masters tournament that happened in Augusta, Georgia, today's theme for the Strands puzzle was 4 which you yell if you tee off and there are still people in your way and you're worried it's going to hit them. So you tell them to, does this puzzle make my brain look big? I love that. That's maybe going to be one of my catchphrases now. I love it. Maybe I'll put it on my story wall or something. I'll have to make like a Photoshop thing for it. All right, so 4, this is all about golf clubs. You can see in the spangram right there. All right, we've got driver, wood, putter, iron, wedge, chipper, like a sand wedge is a chipper, and then a utility, right? Or maybe a utility wood to get you out of the... It's my dad pronounces that, and it sounds wrong like Sudoku. So Sodoku sounds better. That's funny. Okay, well, good. And then the letterbox. We'll leave off on this one. We had to do it in 4 words today, and we ended up doing it in 4. That's fine, right? You don't have to break the bank. You don't have to try for more than you have to. We had carapace, which is like the top of an exoskeleton, like on a crab or a crustacean. Enlarger is the darkroom tool that allows you to take a negative, turn it into a positive of any size. You can grow it to be a bigger size. And then ref, and that got me to the F, so I could spell the word family. Cool. What's my favorite type of music? Oh, man, I am tough to pin down. Really, seriously, I am tough to pin down. I love it when people ask me that, because I'm like, what's my mood today? Sometimes I will spend hours and hours listening to Brazilian samba and bossa nova. And then the very next day, I am listening to hardcore rap. And then I'm listening to hip hop. And then I'm listening to folk music. And it really depends on my mood, honestly. It really depends on what I'm feeling, what I'm, I'm all over the place, really. What am I listening to right now? Well, I'm listening to this live stream, listening to myself talk. But if I were to turn on like a CD or Spotify or something, I would probably listen to the acoustic indie band named Guster, Guster. Maybe their older songs like Fafa. That's a great song. That one was famous on the radio for a little while. Or Parachute. Yeah. Just look up Guster. Look up some of their old ones. There's an album with a kid holding a rock like he's going to slam down on an old broken piano. I don't know why I can't think of the name of that album. Hold on. Let me tell you in just a sec. Guster albums. Lost and Gone Forever. Yeah. Goldfly was a fantastic one. It came out way back in 1997. Parachute came out in 1994. I was a youngin' back then. Let's see. I think probably Lost and Gone Forever by Guster is my favorite album of theirs. And then maybe tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll go, you know what I need? I need Andre 3000. Or I need the Foo Fighters. Or I need, let's see, what else would I listen to? Maybe a little Nirvana if I'm feeling in a grunge mood. I'm all over the place. It's tough to pin me down. Definitely tough to pin me down. Yeah, so we started with carapace, and then enlarger, and then ref, and then family for the letterboxed. Yeah, awesome. I don't know about you, but I'm going to enjoy my homemade bread that my wife made today. It's gluten-free. She's on this kick of trying gluten-free recipes, which is pretty awesome. And so, yeah, I'm going to get some projects done. Hopefully finish that dryer video like I keep telling Callie I'm going to finish, but I never do. I just get busy, right? I've got so many projects. I still need to finish that project. I told you yesterday I'm going to clean out the dryer vent, and I don't even think I have time to today because of all these other things that have come in the way. So, I don't know. Just that's the way it is, right? There's projects, and they overlap each other, and it's, it is what it is. Hey, Himmel, how you doing? Oh, boy. Well, you came at a good time. I'm actually about to finish, so I'm glad you stopped in. Thanks for chiming in on the chat, too, Himmel. Yeah, Tyler, thanks for a good conversation. Callie, as always. Lots of you guys came in and said hi. I appreciate that. So yeah, thanks for the help on the puzzles. Thanks for helping me come up with words in the letterboxed. And thanks for cheering me on. Callie, thanks for not unsubscribing too, for getting the connections. Glad I got the connections today, including that purple category, the hardest one. But it was not hard for me because I got it on the second. So awesome. Speaking of, if you liked what you saw today, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I do one of these live streams every single day. They're about an hour long. Today was a little longer than an hour. Oh, you took a photo and then lost the live stream. Dang it, I hate when that happens. Or you take a screenshot and then it sends you to your photos library or something, right? You lose it all. Well, thanks for an awesome stream. You guys are amazing. Thanks for the subscribe, Tyler, and all the other guys that are joining in. We do one of these live streams every single day. And so, yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good afternoon. And for some of you, have a good night. See ya.